Earlier, you were here in Margini County, Kakata precisely, and he was welcomed at the entry by the students. But currently, we have authorities of the county and also heads of various entities. Speaking of the United Nations heads here in Liberia, we have Madam Christian Omotoni. She's right here waiting to receive His Excellency President Boakai. And so any moment from now, in fact, there you have it. That's the motorcade of Boakai arriving there here at the BWI campus here in Kakata, Margini. So he will be received by the authorities here. Right ahead of us there is Madam Christian Omotoni, the UN resident coordinator, and several heads of entities all lined up here to receive His Excellency President Boakai. So that's the vehicle of President Boakai right ahead of us there. And the President is attending the United Nations Day celebration here in Kakata, Margini County. So here comes His Excellency President Boakai. Alright, folks, so you just witnessed President Boakai's arrival there to Margini, Kakata precisely, and he was just being welcomed by authorities. Today marks the celebration of United Nations Day here in Kakata, Margini County. But before the actual event starts, let's go to the location where the event is taking place. So we show you, so you have a glimpse of what's going on. There's also what looks like a fair or like a trade fair, something like that. There are exhibitors here who have their goods on exhibitions here at the BWI campus. So we want to show you around, show you some of the some of the products or produce that that several Liberian businesses have on display here. Here's one of them right ahead of us here. This one looks like a drink business, and so right ahead of us you see that going on. There's another one right here ahead of us. It's another one, several of them lined up. And so come to think of it, this particular location is one place that usually hosts trade fairs across the country most times. Of the United Nations Day, it's obvious. That's why you have several businesses putting their goods on exhibition here at the BWI campus. So wherever you're watching, we'd like to say thanks for watching and thanks for following. And we've witnessed the arrival of President Boakai just a few minutes ago, but then he will take a little breathe up. He was received by the authorities of the United Nations and several heads of entities. So he will take a little breather here on the campus of BWI. So once that is done, and then we're going to go strictly to the program itself. This is going to be an entire day event, so come to think of it, this is the exhibition. President Boakai is expected to tour all of these exhibitions. He will visit So President Boakai is now making his way to the events now. So, but basically we'll just show you these exhibitions that are ongoing. But once the president makes his way to the event, then we will join you. So as you can see, all of the traditional leaders here are making their way to the event. The stage is set, all of the seats are already arranged, and so all of the traditional leaders are heading towards the stand. Now, speaking of the celebration of United Nations Day, come to think of it, the UN has contributed greatly to Liberia's peace and security over the years. We all know the United Nations peacekeeping mission UNMIL that contributed to Liberia's peace. If you can just look at some of these pictures right ahead of you, they speak a lot about how the United Nations contributed to Liberia's peace. Speaking of through the health sector, infrastructure, education, sanitation, and you name it, including training our army and contributing to various sectors of Liberia. So today marks their celebration, the 80th anniversary. That's a lot. That's quite, And so wherever you're watching, we'd like to say thanks for watching. We'll join the actual event center. We'll be at the actual event center when President Boakai takes his breather. But we just wanted to show you what the environment looks like currently before the actual event starts. Now let's see if we can go to where the seats are. If you look around, you'll notice now that everyone is making their way to the event because President Boakai is already here now. Everyone were awaiting the president's arrival, so they're all making their way to the event. And also, folks, forgive me for the sound of my voice, kind of under the weather a little bit, but yes, this is what the environment looks like now. All of the seats have been arranged, and the podium is also set, and all of the stakeholders are also at this event. And we've been informed that veteran Liberian journalist Madame Eva Flomo is going to serve as the MC for this ceremony. And so they're prepping and getting ready to kickstart this event. So any moment from now, this event will begin. But quickly, we'll rejoin you shortly once President Boakai makes his way here for the event to start. It's going to take some time because the president is taking a breather already here at BWI. So once the president is ready, or once everything has been organized, President Boakai will make his way here, then the event will start. Students are making their way here. Come to think of it, you know how the United Nations contribute greatly to the country's education sector. So there you have it. Students are trying to make their way here. Heads from UNIDO, you name various United Nations sectors, they're all here seated. They're right here. The local authorities will be seated right here. And then this is the media cubicle right here, right ahead of us here. And all of the media folks will be seated here. And then we also do have the band, the Armed Forces band. So there you have it, the United Nations celebrate its 80th anniversary, building our future together. But this year's theme says one Liberia, one UN, one future, 80 years of partnership and progress. Yes, that's obvious. I mean, speaking of partnership and progress, like I said, the United Nations have contributed greatly to Liberia's peace and security. This is the Armed Forces of Liberia band. They will be entertaining the ceremony also. So wherever you're watching, rejoin us shortly once President Boakai makes his way here for this event to kickstart.
Including traditional religious leaders, our own resident coordinator of the United Nations system, heads of agencies, colleagues from the UN, and of course, never forgetting all the youth and the boys and girls here today. Thank you for this opportunity to say a couple of words about the UN Cooperation Framework that is going to be launched today and is going to be realized, implemented in the next 5 years, 2026 to 2030. This occasion today is reminding me of another moment of huge celebration and togetherness. I'm thinking 10 months ago in Buchanan, Grand Bassa, when the government launched the National Development Plan, the AAID, launched by the President himself, led by the Minister of Planning and Finance, and of course the Minister of Internal Affairs, because as the government launched their National Development Plan, they launched at the same time 15 county development agenda plans, including Margini, of course. So those plans are all working together for some of the same objectives that we see in the National Development Plan. On behalf of the UN and the interagency program team that I represent, I'm the chair, but also the co-chair, because my brother here, Christian Mokoza, is the co-chair from the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights. We want to say how much we appreciate all of the consultation that took place with UN, civil society, and national actors before that plan was even launched. It was not a unilateral plan conceived exclusively by government partners. They consulted. They allowed us to participate. So our job for the last 10 months to work together to develop what it is, the priorities for the UN Cooperation Framework, was much easier, because it was really just a question of aligning completely with what we see in those 6 pillars of the AAID, working together to identify the comparative advantage of the United Nations in supporting those 6 pillars. And I'll say a little bit about that. But first of all, when you look for the qualities and the comparative advantage of the UN, we want to think of a couple. As we celebrate here, looking back at 80 years, of course, we enjoy a trusted, historic, and close relationship. This helps a lot. We also want to believe that we can bring the technical support and advice based on years of experience, based on technical expertise, based on the fact that we're working in many countries, that collectively we can share and facilitate the exchange of experiences. These are very important. We can be a convener. Nobody can do this alone. There's going to need to be a broker relationships between government, civil society, private sector, diaspora, of course the UN, the diplomatic corps. This has to be one big plan. If you look at the AAID, it's extremely ambitious. That plan is not hiding from the challenges it has. Some of the indicators for the people, and we never forget the people, are very difficult. You know, if you look at some of the health indicators, the education indicators, there's a lot to do. But the targets in this plan are very ambitious also. They all point in one direction towards transformative change for the people of Liberia. Most of you will have a folder, I hope, of some kind in front of you, and in this you can see a synopsis, you can see a summary of what the plan is saying. And I want to draw attention to 4 particular flagship programs that we hope will really capture your imagination, capture what is important, because they've been closely negotiated with all stakeholders in the country, as we move forward in the next 5 years. We have the human capital pillar. Yesterday, under the leadership of the Ministry of Education, the human capital pillar met, bringing together ministries of health, ministries of education, of course, youth and sports. The WASH Commission was also there, and of course the Ministry of Gender, Children. There's a lot to do in this sector. When we look at ARREST agenda, the E in ARREST is for education, the cornerstone of human capital. And that pillar is led by the Ministry of Education. As far as the UN is concerned, we decided to really focus on this pillar within the AAID, and we have 2 flagship programs there, 2 of the 4. You find them there. First one, it relates to the issue of education and skills. First of all, the President has made very strong commitments around getting kids that are out of school into school through the Back to My Classroom program. Then when you look at the education, you have the little ones, the foundational, early education, foundational, secondary, and then the skills training, so that the citizens of Liberia, as they grow up, they have not only access to education, but they have quality education to the point they've developed the academic and vocational skills to be able to really capitalize on the potential that this country has in terms of employment and its natural resources. This is the first one. We call it Edu Skills. The second one is around adolescent girls. We had an adolescent girl on this platform not too long ago. We believe these girls can do amazing things. Their potential, but they also face some disproportionate risks. This is not to negate the boys. The boys are part of the solution as well. So the adolescent girls, we see the adolescent girls dropping out of the education system earlier than the boys. When the kids start school, you actually see from the data, there are more girls than boys. But when you get to 13, 14, 15, the picture starts to change. So I really focus on adolescent girls. One of the contributions of the WASH Commission, for example, to adolescent girls is also around menstrual hygiene, provision of latrines and water in the schools and in the health centers. We think about the protection of adolescent girls, the rates of gender-based violence. If you look again at the AAID, very ambitious targets in relation to gender-based violence, and of course health. And the whole issue that nearly one third of the teenage girls in the country are pregnant. They're getting pregnant prematurely, they're losing opportunities that they could have in life. So this is one justification where all of us collectively, as UN agencies, are saying, according to our mandate and expertise, we don't want to be one agency on we want to work together under the leadership of the resident coordinator. You also have, within the UN cooperation framework, after human capital, you have an outcome on governance, good governance, once again aligning with the ARREST agenda, the R for rule of law. In this particular flagship, we want to focus on digitization. So digitization is a way of moving on accountability. You can see things more clearly. You can see from afar what's happening. This is important both in terms of governance and accountability, and in safeguarding the human rights and access to justice of the people of this country, including the most marginalized ones and living in the rural areas. This is our second flagship program and our second outcome. And finally, we have one outcome on the economic development and environmental sustainability. This would take you to the A of ARREST, agriculture, amongst other things, with a strong focus on She Feeds Liberia, recognizing the degree to which women farmers are the backbone of the agricultural system and local produce, and transforming the food system in this country through climate-smart agriculture and women's economic empowerment. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, this is the main headlines of the UN Cooperation Framework. It can all be found in this flyer, which is in some of our folders, as something takeaway and easy to be able to represent what we would like to do as a UN family to contribute to the AAID agenda. Thank you so much.
to welcome the resident coordinator. Resident coordinator for this presentation of the United Nations Cooperation for the Somali Migration. I think I will call again the UN family come near me the same way. The president coordinator and the mouthpiece, the workforce here. Your Excellency, it's the moment to do this symbolic launch. Talking to this little girl sitting near me that you can coordinate the next Minister of Foreign Affairs, or even the President, why not? We will do it by just simply moving the ribbon. We call it symbolic because we finish all the work of presenting the minister. And we are now so, Your Excellency, I have the honor with the symbolic launch.
I get a lot of chance now.
Presenting their strategic plan to assassinate the president, aligning with the president's arrest agenda. Now, of course, I guess after this we're going to be hearing from His Excellency the President.
Thank you very much. A round of applause for the formal launch of the United Nations
Come behind him.
We are in Margini County, in the house of the Honorable Superintendent, on the BWI campus, obviously. This is cooperation. So we'd like to watch this county control troop performance. We now have the Margini County control troop, a special selection and control performance.
Watch cultural performance here by the Margini County cultural troop. See them there gearing up.
Please let it be for at least 5 minutes. 5 minutes, yeah, please. 5 minutes. Time is fast spent. 5 minutes, please. Thank you.
Madam.
We are Liberia.
Here you are.
Let all reconcile. Why not the answer? He is the way. That's the 41 and that the joint yes to reveal our country. Let all reconcile.
performance there from the Margini cultural troupe. And now the president's protocol VVV. Let me hold on for you.
Madam Dean, members of the President, heads, representatives of all governmental members of my corps, Madam Assistant Secretary General of Headquarters of the United Nations, members of the delegation, Madam Resident Coordinator of the United Nations in Liberia, representatives and heads of other international organizations, Superintendent, Margini County, other local officials of the council, members of the Provincial Council, other traditional leaders, representatives of civil society organizations, Mr. Chair, members of the Board of Governors of the Boakai Institute.
Don't worry, madam. I think I read it too.
Madam Principal, and the Assistant Staff of the Boakai Institute. Students, youth organizations, other invited guests, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. On the occasion of the celebration of the United Nations Day, under the theme, United Nations Activity, I have the honor at this time to present to you His Excellency Joseph Boakai, President of the Republic of Liberia, who will deliver the keynote address. Mr. President.
I want to set it in and sit down. How do I sit down when it is not set? You tell me to sit down, tell me to set it in.
These are receipts.
See you from my camera.
That's more like
Officials, nations, president, coordinator, and international organizations, and the members of the diplomatic corps. My legislative workers, the superintendent of this great county, commissioners, chief elders of my student groups, cultural troops, citizens, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank the people of Margini for allowing us to be here. I want to let you know that we are here because this county has a lot to offer. Here we are in the campus. And we believe that much can happen and a lot will happen here. And thank you for using your campus. But I want to in particular recognize our young people, the young people who have decided to make their parents happy, the country happy, by saying no to drugs today. I want to congratulate them. They didn't know the decision they have made, what it contributes to the development of this country. I want to thank the Ministry of Defense and all of those who have helped to make this happen. There are a lot of people here that the women who have contributed a lot to this country. Some of them are executive, who have served in prominent positions at the international level. Nigerians, you have to be proud of yourself.
Yeah.
You've achieved a lot. Sometimes you don't know. Today we're coming, our acting Minister of Foreign Affairs. The good song, the United Nations, we are United Nations, we used to sing in school. I think what people even remember it. Banky? Another one, Thank you, Banky. We have to start teaching that. What my son used to do that. Thank you very much. It's a moment of pride for our country today at the anniversary of the United Nations. As honorary member of the truly global organization, we record our country with the decision in 1945 to sign the Charter in San Francisco. That decision was made with a deep sense of duty to humanity and to our common world. We therefore celebrate with joy the UN Global Accomplishment as we reflect on Liberia's proud history as a founding member of this respected organization. As a nation, Liberia has always been committed to the ideals of the United Nations, and we take great pride in our legacy for advancing peace, security, and human rights. Since its inception, the United Nations has been the cornerstone of global cooperation. As we celebrate this achievement under the theme, Better Together, 80 years and more for peace, development, and human rights. And here in Liberia, we are talking about one nation, one Liberia, one UN, and one humanity that we celebrate today. I want to thank Liberia for thinking this way, because we are one future. 80 years of partnership and progress. The United Nations stands as a beacon of hope and cooperation for all people and nations, working tirelessly to uphold the values of peace, security, and development for human rights. Today, we reaffirm Liberia's continued support for the UN mission and underscore our belief in leadership in advancing global peace and solidarity. Looking ahead of Liberia's term at the United Nations Security Council 2026 and 2027, we recognize the importance of collective action in addressing the world's pressing challenges from sustainable development, climate change, humanitarian crisis, and conflict resolution. Liberia remains steadfast in its support of multilateralism, and will continue to contribute to the effort of the United Nations in achieving these goals. Today, as we reflect on Liberia's impact on global peace and development, it is essential that we continue to strengthen our partnership, not only with the UN, but also with our regional organizations, such as the African Union, the ECOWAS, and all for us, including the Mali River Union. These partnerships are crucial. And as we navigate complex challenges and build sustainable, equitable societies for future generations. We recognize that much remains to be done. However, that we remain firm in its commitment to the upholding of the values of the UN Charter, which include peaceful coexistence, human dignity, and social progress. Liberia's engagement with the UN has shifted both foreign policy and technical domestic. We remain dedicated to the UN's Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs). We will continue to prioritize education, healthcare, economic growth, climate change, and action that designed to build a resilient and self-sustaining nation. I also want to sincerely thank the United Nations President Government, Minister of Foreign Affairs, everyone who has worked tirelessly to make this event possible. The combined effort of the government sector, the modern community, civil society, and Nigerian citizens are crucial to our continued success as a nation on the international stage. I reaffirm Nigeria's commitment to working with the UN, our regional partners, and the international community to foster peace, promote development, and protect human rights. We remain dedicated to the UN core values of collaboration and the global cooperation, which is more critical now than ever before. Together, working toward the future, prosperity, stability, sustainable development for everyone, making sure that the UN mission stays like leaders foreign and domestic policy. I want to thank you for your commitment to these shared goals, and thank you, the United Nations, for its continued support of Liberia and global community. We wish the United Nations long live our common pledge to global peace and security. Thank God for this day, celebrating 80 years as the body that unites the world. I want to thank all of you here, young people who are foreign partners, and a big part of this celebration today. God bless us
Thank you very much. We now call on the Superintendent of Margini County, who has a special guest, a special gift, to present.
Hello, Marginians. Chiefs and elders, please come up. As it is often said, here and to be given back to you. Good measure, praise God, shaking over. UN has given us a lot. On this day, on this day, we were right here and we saw UN giving again another gift to the president. So we sat down and we had the thought, Margini being the host, representing Liberia on the 80th anniversary celebration. What can we give to the president to give to?
All right, folks, thanks for joining us. You're witnessing the arrival of President Boakai here into the TVET facility of PWR here in Kakata, Margini. And of course, this facility was implemented by UNIDO, but this is a UN-sponsored project, and UNIDO implemented this project here in Kakata, Margini County. And of course, across Liberia, there are several counties where facilities of this nature are. You can find similar facility there in Lofa County. There's also a similar facility in Maryland County. So President Boakai will tour the equipment that are here in the facility. Well, if we can just show you, there you have some of the students, the students who are here in this facility. There you have them, and these are the state-of-the-art equipment. These are cutting machines for metal. If you look here closely, these are all metal, and this is where the students do sit to cut. So this lab is fully equipped, and His Excellency President Boakai is touring this facility.
We may not work there, but we have also for the first time a pedagogical training center for tutor teachers in Liberia. The first division across the road, and now we are training the pedagogical training for all the teachers. So we are preparing the labor force so that as we expand, we have people to work from here as opposed to expand the industry, and we have more people how to bring them in.
So there you have it. These machines were the ones that were just being President Boakai a few moments ago. These specific ones were being introduced to him. And so there you have them. There are several of them in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a countless number of them, of course, all lined up here inside this laboratory or this workshop, if you may. Obviously, it's providing TVET education training for students in here. And I guess the president will just say hi to some of the students. And so if you look closely, those boots are all welding boots. And so it's advisable that welding doesn't take place in the open. So all of these boots are used for welding. And you think of it, just another 2, I think about 3 of them on this other side. They're all welding boots. And those are the cutting plates for steel. And steel plates are right ahead of you there. So let's make our way out quickly. I'm fine. How are you? Let's make our way out quickly. This is quite a huge piece of infrastructure, giant-sized workshop to provide TVET training for students here. And this is all being done under the Youth Rising Project. If you look here, the Youth Rising Project is being worked on by the United Nations, but also by the European Union and the government of Liberia. And as you can see, through the UN Global Gateway Program. And this project is being implemented by UNIDO across Liberia. These workshops are in several parts of the country. There's also the carpentry workshop, and that's right ahead of us here. I think that's where His Excellency has gone to see, or the mechanic workshop, in fact. So here you have the heavy-duty mechanic workshop. And let me run you through quickly. As you can see, several booths. There's one, there's another one here, there's another one right over there, several of them. And there are several vehicles lined up also in here. They've got cranes, hydraulic machines, all in here. And then and now you can also see the students putting some of their handwork on display right before us there.
But if you go to the teacher training center, it's all funded between Sweden and the EU, and they both support the infrastructure and the training of the teachers. So at the end of the day, they decide that every student instructor in Liberia should come to the center before they can go to a classroom and work. And then additionally, it's also decided that at least a curriculum which is properly validated by the industry should be, of course, adopted and then spread across all student institutions, both public and private, so we have a standard certificate for all students in Tibet.
What I'm talking about is that the students gradually have some level and they go for employment, then they reach this level. Yes.
This is an automatic transmission system, and we built this both to demonstrate how the automatic transmission system works in a vehicle. And in regards to the automatic transmission system, it works in 2 stages: in neutral and back. In regards to what I just said, yeah, the demonstration neutral. Back. When it's in reverse, it won't start because it works in 2 stages. Back.
Yes, sir.
This one here.
Those are the 2 stages our automatic transmission permits the vehicle to work.
So folks, President Boakai have toured 2 workshops already. I guess he's headed for the next one. So we're going to have a glimpse there.
Who is this guy?
Yeah, you just extend it. Extend it.
Congratulations.
Let me speak.
Thank members, all the children
All right, so let me show you through this workshop quickly. Several students are already seated and waiting to receive His Excellency President Boakai. You can see the determination from their faces, the zest to learn, and grab knowledge on the Youth Rising Project. So there you have it. President Boakai will obviously come here, probably say hi to them. But these desks are all digital, and beneath them they've got wires and you name it, sockets and everything to carry out. This is the electrical department. See right here, it says I am an electrical instructor. So we'll now stand to receive His Excellency President Boakai. Several state-of-the-art equipment here installed in this electrical center. Excuse me. Several of them lined up. Then if we go to the other end, we can show you this were the previous ones that were being used. These ones were being manually used to teach the kids. As you can see, they're all made of wooden boards. But if we go to the modern ones that have been installed, here you have these are the modern ones. So these are the modern ones, state of the art, of course. See, they all look cool. They all have computerized, of course. They are all computerized, and there you have it. A huge number of them. So now President Boakai will greet the students. Sorry, sir.
Where the students learn to see the electricity and then once you're free on this side, it's like apartment building. You can do your own construction, mount your own fittings, and These are some of our flags.
Let's do all the girls.
All the girls. Put your hand up, please. Easy. Come on.
All the girls. The boys, they want to do a group picture. Group picture with the whole of them.
You're getting from there.
At the front.
At the front there.
Yeah.
Should have already framed what you see. Just in the middle of the picture.
He's based here, is it? Yeah. It's between here and Monrovia.
It's between here and Monrovia.
Yeah. Is he on any of the parliamentary committees?
So folks, we are outside now, but President Boakai is in there taking pictures with the kids in the electrical department. So I guess that will be the final department that he will tour. And we are told that he also has a dedication of a road project. Don't forget, here in Kakata, the government of Liberia have been paving roads, so it appears one of those roads will be dedicated today. Let's make our way out there, and then we can come live again with that particular road dedication project. So folks, that would do it shortly. President Boakai just visited 2 workshops here. He visited, I think, about 3 of them, in fact, 3 of them precisely. We were in the heavy duty mechanic workshop. He also visited the electronic workshop right here, where he is currently. And then we were in the garage there where vehicles, in the automotive area where vehicles are being worked on by young Liberians who are being given TVET training here in Kakata, Margini, under the Youth Rising Project that has been sponsored by the United Nations, the European Union, and the government of Liberia. But it's being implemented by UNIC. So like I said, we are told that we have a dedication of a road here in Kakata. In fact, according to the superintendent, that road has been named the JMB UN Drive. So it used to be a back road here in Kakata, but the name has now been officially bestowed on President Boakai, and it's now called the JMB UN Drive. So I guess President Boakai will make his way there to cut the ribbon, and then that will do it for today's activities here in Kakata. My name is Anthony Williams. I will rejoin you shortly. Folks, looking right ahead of us here is the official motorcade of His Excellency President Boakai, and currently as we speak, he's awaiting the arrival of the county authorities, especially the chiefs and elders who are already here. I mean, if you look right ahead of us, there they come. A few of them are arriving here, and this is purposely for the dedication of the JMB Avenue UN Drive. So just look ahead of you. You see the giant size billboard there with the inscription that says the JMB Avenue UN Drive, bearing the flag of Margini, the Sea of Liberia, and that of the United Nations logo. being dedicated on this United Nations Day. So His Excellency President Boakai will be cutting a ribbon for the dedication of this new road that has been constructed here in Kakata, Margini, as part of urban road pavement in cities across the country. As you are aware, the Ministry of Public Works is undertaking several road construction projects as we have entered the dry season already. So we await President Boakai to disembark his vehicle, be received by county authorities, and then he will go and cut the ribbon, being accompanied by the superintendent. And it's quite bro. So we're also seeing bystanders here to witness this historic dedication. There you have it. So we can show you the road currently until President Boakai cuts the ribbon and declares it's open. It's still brand new, fresh and ready for use. I can guarantee you there's going to be jubilation in the streets once this road is dedicated. It's obviously going to be jubilation in the streets. It's going to contain street lights, in fact. Come to think of it, street lights being erected in several parts of the country. Just so you know, the people of Riverses are now enjoying electricity. The people of Tapita, Nimba the other day were rejoicing after taking receipt of several vehicles to augment the efforts of the Nancy Bido medical facility in that part of the country. And speaking of another development project, today we are about to see the dedication of the JMB Avenue UN Drive, stressing the countless efforts and contribution the United Nations has made to Liberia's lasting peace and development. Being done here on the United Nations Day, can you imagine? And of course, the Chief of Protocol is all set, awaiting to usher President Boakai at the ribbon. He has with him the decorated scissors. This particular scissor is going to make history, trust me. And consultation is being made. I guess President Boakai will now disembark his vehicle. There you have it. They said we should come here, bro. Oh, okay. All right, thank you, yeah. Thank you, boss. All right. All right, the UN resident coordinator, Madam Christian Omotoni, will join President Boakai. Come to think of it, this road is named after the UN also on their 80th anniversary celebration. So the superintendent now will usher President Boakai into this ceremony. And yes, of course, Louis Kine, of course, is the superintendent, briefing President Boakai and obviously thanking him for his effort for paving this particular route. This road used to be a back road. Of course, it is a back road now, named an avenue after President Boakai in the United Nations. Let's hear from President Boakai.
One day we'll be able to lay out so that people will have opportunity, facility, will be able to drive the template. Ambulance will go where truck. It's at the beginning. So I want to thank all of you for honoring the union and your humanitarian contributions on this particular day.
So the week would now be.
And now President Boakai will cut it.
Across the river. Kakata to Uganda.
This avenue named after and the UN serving the people of this great country in the name of the Father, the Son,
So there you have it, in the name of the Blessed Trinity. He did cut the ribbon. So it will now face the road itself.
It's an honor and a privilege on this UN Day as we mark the 80 years anniversary that we did here in Margini County under the leadership of the President, that we also see development work. We just visited the school and we saw what the children are doing in terms of vocational training, and now we are seeing a road that has been named after His Excellency the President, President Boakai, and also the UN. I think it is JLB Avenue, UN Drive. Congratulations. We wish you well. You are a founder member of the UN. You are now at the UN Security Council, and our partnership has been in the bad times, in the good times, and now in the future. Happy that we did it with the children. His Excellency went with children to New York and young people to show that Liberia believes in young people, and then the future belongs to them. Thank you for your vision and leadership. Thank you also for launching the cooperation framework to do the second launch, and also to honor the young people who are ambassadors of change. We are also happy to also honor these countries who are black that we handed to you. Thank you so much.
Mr. President, this is Margini County. My name is Daniel Theophilus from EFN. From your officials who are here in the county, what are some developments that you hope to see from them for the next year?
We want to see, starting with BWI, on making it into an institution that will be a top-rated institution that will be able to even manufacture appropriate machinery for farming, like they're doing, making furniture for schools, electrical work. They are capable of doing it, but we need county level. We want to see agriculture, and this is why we want to make sure that they get equipment to produce, and also make sure that we improve the rural roads, make sure that we develop the county, make it ready for business. Kakata is one of the cities, they say that city that never sleeps. Yes. Two cities that know, Kakata and Ganta. And so we want to make sure that in the future these places will be made appropriate for business, people moving back and forth. And I'm sure we have a young superintendent who will be challenged to do that, to leave it. Ready to do that, for sure.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President, my name is Jeremiah. It's obviously all of the projects going on across the country, especially legal age rule after your name and also what do you look at how it links to you?
Because I'm not the name of it. What I want to see is to see it done to benefit the people of my country. We deserve this. This should have happened years ago. But it's happening now. We want for you people to know that this is the time for these things to happen. We have encouraged people here to go into agriculture. We have looked at cassava planting here. we want our people to begin to enjoy life through hard work, and that's what we want to see.
Thank you.
Mr. President, welcome to Margini County. My name is Yawa Jab, Director for Foundation Africa. During the campaign, you promised that you're going to elevate BWR and give full support to the BWR. Minutes ago, you were there. Are you still committed in elevating BWR to a full college?
The BWR people will tell you that we are working on it, and I'm serious about it. Nobody told me. For example, one of the things, even long before, we have a lot of equipment that come to hospitals, X-ray machine, mammogram, but small things spoil. Nobody. We want to train young people here who can repair those things, and we are committed to it. Thank you.
Thank you, President. So that's President Boakai. He's now going to tour the road now. So, but there you have it, right ahead of you now. We can show you the newly paved JMB Avenue UN Drive. And this is it right here. And we can't go that long, but President Boakai is just going to take a little walk. So like I told you, Liberians are all on the standby, appreciating the president for this effort. If you look behind you, there are several of them standing by. But this is the road right here, quite a reasonable lengthy portion of road, and from what it looks like, this has been paved with pure cement and not asphalt instead. So folks, we're driving in the convoy and we can't go further. We just wanted to see if we can show you what the road looks like, at least from this distance. But this is now the JMB Avenue UN Drive here in Kakata, Margini County. You heard President Boakai speaking there about his intention to uplift infrastructure in Liberia across the country and in the various counties. Yes, he also made mention of sticking to his commitment to make the Booker Washington Institute into a degree granting college or university. Several counties across the country have got community colleges that they intend to also upgrade to that level. So, folks, there you have it. My name is Anthony Williams, and I'm going to catch. Can we just go in this direction? Will the bus come this way? Hope so. Well, I'm going to take the race for you guys. Let me take the race, but let's go a little further. But I'm too sure some of you must have seen pictures of this road or the construction process. There was this trending video of the guys laying the cement and dancing in the crushed rocks. You know, still do remember. So come to think of it now, this is their handwork, this is what they've done. And so applause for them also. Come to think of contributing greatly to the construction of your own country and playing your part as it relates to road connectivity. Even smaller roads or pathways have crushed rocks on them, and it appears they will benefit from similar pavement here in Kakata, Margini. So folks, I'm gonna make my way back and board my vehicle here in the convoy, and since we can determine if we have another assignment, let's go right back. And of course, I'm sorry for the poor quality of my voice, kind of under the weather a little bit, but it's been a long day here in Kakata, Margini. President Boakai arrived here this morning. He was welcomed by students there at the entry, and then proceeded to BWR where the authorities welcomed him. Also sat for a lengthy UN 80th anniversary celebration. Later visited the BWR TVET facilities, and then dedicated this road. So wherever you watch from, we'd like to say thanks for watching. My name is Anthony Williams, and I've been bringing you this coverage. Again, I apologize for the poor quality of my voice. And yes, I can say bye-bye for now, at least, because President Boakai is departing the location. And I'm going to grab my vehicle also. For those of you who are watching, those of you who are following us from the diaspora in other parts of the country, I assume you have your concerns to raise. Kindly leave them in the comment section. But this is President Boakai's convoy driving along this road. So my vehicle is way at the rear. Once I can pull my vehicle and see, probably we can just drive through. quite a long convoy here.
Why?
Get on you, man, to the photo come. Yeah, but it's a bit of me. It's a bit you put it. I don't want me almost see the whole barrier go. You're going to be other about what I want. I said,
That is for I put it in the morning.
Where you say I think boss coming to town, I think the they are coming to get to coming to your place.
Last month where I gave you about. So either when I had him on the way. Yes, people really. Yeah, why they running for now?
Generally, now you have to be on time, you have to be way up to do the whole recording.
I'll go on, I'll show you.
Make God and walk, you cover your car.
Going back and following. Going back and following. Scoreboard. Appropriate. I'm making a go.
What